For the first time since 2010, FC St.Pauli have been promoted back to the Bundesliga. And I can't lie, lads, it does bring a tear to my eye to see former wanderer and massive fan favourite Dapo absolutely smashing it for the neighbourhood kickers. Now, me personally, I don't want to wait all the way to August to see how St.Pauli get on in the Bundesliga. So today we are going to jump into FC 24, put St.Pauli into the Bundesliga. We are then going to take charge of FC St.Pauli and win them a Champions League trophy. Remember, lads, if you enjoy this content, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help me out. We're getting very close to 3,000 subscribers. And if you want to see any team rebuilt, do let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get St.Pauli rebuilt. So welcome to the FC St.Pauli rebuild. Now, I just want to give you a little rundown on how things are going to work. We have relegated Darmstadt and FC Cologne, promoted Holstein Kiel and St.Pauli. Please do forgive any mispronunciations. And we have kept VfL Bochum in the Bundesliga, as they have just won an absolutely crazy relegation playoff against Fortuna Dusseldorf. If you've not seen it, go and watch the highlights. Absolutely insane game. And because we are jumping into next season with St.Pauli, as they have just been promoted, we can sign players in season 1, which we usually cannot do on this channel. And we have also given ourselves a €10 million transfer increase, as St.Pauli's budget will be slightly bigger next season. So before we check the team, St.Pauli will have €20 million in season 1. So now that all that stuff's out the way, we can finally check out the St.Pauli team and this formation. Wow, let's just say we're definitely not using this formation. Going off the player overalls, yeah, it is going to be a bit of a struggle to keep this St.Pauli team in the Bundesliga. Our centre midfielders are our best players at 74 rated, and the star boy Dapo is shining bright on the right wing. But the best thing about this rebuild is we can actually sign players in season 1, so we can definitely address some of the issues with the squad. So we've had a play about with the team, and the formation we have selected for this rebuild is the flat 4-3-3, as I think this is the best current position for our players. But it has definitely highlighted some weaknesses in the team. In this first summer transfer window, we definitely need a new centre midfielder to replace Metcalf, a new left back to replace Trou, I think that's how you pronounce that name. And if there's any spur leftover money, I do think we're going to need a much better goalkeeper than a 70 rated goalkeeper. And as we know, we do have 20 million in the bank. So when it comes to a tactical vision, I cannot do a German rebuild and not use the Gengen pressing tactical vision. Our defence isn't strong enough to soak up pressure. We're nowhere near good enough to dominate the ball. I think the best chance we've got of winning games is forcing high turnovers and really getting stuck into our opposition. So boys, after absolutely ages analysing the market, looking for a left back, centre midfielder and goalkeeper, I have finally realised how hard this is going to be with just 20 million euros. However, we have identified the first player we want to bring to St.Pauli, and that is Hugo Larsson of Frankfurt. He's 19 years old, 73 rated centre midfielder, got really well-rounded stats for such a low-rated player. But this is going to be a pricey deal, as Larsson will cost us anywhere from 8.1 to 10.1 million. We are going to try and get a good deal out of this, but I think nailing down a strong, young centre midfielder in season 1 is absolutely essential, so we're definitely bringing him to St.Pauli. And we have made our first signing of the summer. Hugo Larsson joins St.Pauli for 7.6 million euros. And we have now got 12 million in the bank to bring in a left back and a goalkeeper. This could be difficult. Now, swiftly moving on, we are now bringing in a left back to St.Pauli, and this one is a bit of a gamble. Kasum Outara of AS Monaco is 69 rated, 18 years old. Definitely not got the best stats, but we have actually used this man before in a previous rebuild, and he grew to 86 rated. We can get him for as little as 3.3 million euros, meaning we'd have more to spend on a goalkeeper. And I've got every faith this man will grow quite a bit this season. And Kasum Outara has joined the club for just 3 million euros. And for our third and final signing of this summer transfer window, we have identified the goalkeeper we want to bring to St.Pauli, and that man is Diant Ramaj of Ajax. He's 21 years old, 71 rated, got really decent stats to be fair, and we can bring him to the club for as little as 3.9 million euros, meaning we can definitely afford him and is an upgrade on what we currently have. And we have got an excellent deal for Ramaj, as he has joined the club for just 3 million euros. So after bringing Larsson, Outara and Ramaj to the team, this is the St.Pauli team that will take us into season 1, and I have to say, if we manage to keep this team up in the Bundesliga, it would be an absolutely massive achievement. But we do still have 5 million euros in the bank, which we're going to use to bring in youth players for new contracts and bring some better coaches to the club. And as well as incomings, there has been some outgoings in this window as well. Solon Ahalas has joined Istanbulspor for 350 grand. Morides has joined Randers FC for 910 grand. We have loaned out high potential youngster David Nemeth to Anderlecht for the season. Bennett Winter has joined Citadella on loan for the season. And Niklas Jessen has joined Priovia on loan for the season as well. So all in all, I would say this has been a pretty successful transfer window. We have brought in some really good young high potential players. We are now simulating forward straight through to the end of season 1, and let's see if we've managed to stay up. I'm hoping and praying. So we've arrived at the end of season 1, and what a season we have had, as we have finished 11th in the Bundesliga, 11 points clear of the relegation playoff on 43 points. I'm really impressed with our season. We managed to get 10 wins from 34 games. So an 11th place finish in our first season, I think that's absolutely outstanding. Let's just hope we can progress next season. And we had an outstanding run in the DFB Pokal as we got all the way to the quarterfinals, where unfortunately Union Berlin beat us. So this is the St.Pauli team at the end of season 1, and we've had some very good growth from players like Autara, Ramaj, Larson and Said on the wing. I don't have a clue how you pronounce that name, by the way, boys. I think the fact we finished 11th with this squad of players with only one player over 75 rated is an absolute outstanding achievement. But now comes the real question: who are we going to sign in season 2? Well, we definitely need a centre back to replace Wall, I think that's how you pronounce that name, and we definitely need to replace Egerstein up front, as he is 26-year-old, only grown by 1 overall this season. Definitely need to improve there. And I think with a new striker and centre back, we're definitely more equipped for the Bundesliga. So in terms of stats, our best player this season is a man we're actually going to replace. Johannes Egerstein was our best player, getting 21 goals and 11 assists. So that's an extremely positive season 1 boxed off. We're now getting into season 2, and let's get this squad looking a little bit stronger. So we've arrived in season 2, boys, and we've got a slightly bigger transfer budget of 27 million euros. And boys, we are kicking off our transfer window with an absolutely outstanding loan signing. We have brought Armando Breuer to St.Pauli on a 2-year loan with an optional future fee of 23 million euros. He's 22 years old, 77 rated, just looks like an absolute powerhouse, and this man is a massive upgrade to our striker position, and we have got him for at least the next 2 seasons, and if he grows really nicely, we can always activate that future fee, which means we have around 26 million euros to bring in a centre back. So our search for a centre back has brought us back to the Bundesliga, and we have identified Eduardo Quaresma of Borussia Dortmund as our primary target. He's 22 years old, 76 rated, got really nice stats for a centre back, but it's going to be a costly deal, as he's going to come in at a maximum of 22.9 million euros. We're going to try and get a good deal out of this, because I feel like this would be an amazing signing. And if we could bring Breuer and Quaresma into the club in the same transfer window, we have definitely boosted the ability of our team. And Eduardo Quaresma is through the door for 17.2 million euros. And after the signing of Quaresma, we do still have 9 million euros in the bank. And lads, we have made one final signing in this transfer window, and it's a massive upgrade in our right back position. We have brought in Guela Doe, I think I pronounced that right, for 5 million euros plus Salikas. Doe is 73 rated, 21 years old, showing great potential, got great stats. He's coming in at 1 overall less than Salikas, and I fully expect him to be well over 75 rated by the end of the season. That rounds off our transfer window. Our sharpness looking a bit poor. I need to adjust the training plan, but this will be the St.Pauli team to take us into season 2, and we have made massive strides in terms of development from season 1 to season 2. We have now got Larson at 77 rated, Ramaj at 75 rated, Autara's gone up to 73 rated. We've got a really good striker in Breuer at 77 rated. Doa's now in at right back, who's a much better option than Salikas. I think the squad is starting to look really nice, and by the end of season 2, we should definitely have some 80 rated players in this team. But before we simulate forward to the end of the season, there has been some outgoings to bring you up to date with. Karol Metz has joined Al Hilal for 1.5 million. We sold Carlo Buchfahler for 1.65 million to Basaksehir, and we also sold Lars Ritzker to Royal Antwerp for 1.9 million euros. And that rounds off our transfer window. There'll be no further income as our outgoings. Let's simulate forward straight through to the end of season 2 and try to improve on an 11th place finish, if that's even possible. So we've arrived at the end of season 2, and there has been some progression on the pitch, as we have secured a 9th place finish, slap bang in the middle of the Bundesliga table on 47 points. So from battling relegation last season, we have now achieved the top half finish, and hopefully with the right additions we can push on for a European place. And our excellent form in the league transferred over to the DFB Pokal, as we got all the way to the semi-finals, where unfortunately Frankfurt did knock us out 2-0. So this is how the team is looking at the end of season 2, and Armando Breuer has now reached 80 rated, becoming the first in the entire team. Larson and Quaresma are not far behind at 79 rated, with Autara also at 77 rated. So the squad is definitely growing at a nice rate. Going into season 3, it's time we started to add some real quality to our team, and unfortunately I am going to have to replace our star boy Dapo Afolayan. I absolutely love the guy in real life, but at 27 27 years old and 73 rated. He is definitely not the man to take us forward. So we will definitely be bringing in a new right winger in this next window. And now there's multiple other positions I would like to improve, but finances probably will be tight again next season. So I think Jackson Irving in central midfield is a key player we have to replace, as he's 75 rated and 32 years old and will start to deteriorate in overhaul. So a right winger and a central midfielder are priorities going into season 3. So in terms of stats, Armando Broja was our best player, getting 24 goals and 8 assists. That is an insane return. But Dapo Afolayan, the man I am actually going to be replacing, got 22 and 7. And another man we're going to be replacing, Jackson Irvine, had a good season getting 9 and 4, but unfortunately they are simply not high enough overall to push us forward, and they will be getting moved on in the next transfer window. So that is season 2 in the history books. Plenty of progression made. Let's get into season 3. So we have arrived in season 3 and we have got a transfer budget of 36 million euros. So we're kicking off our transfer window with 3 outgoings. I have got no idea how to pronounce this name, by the way. Hauke Wal has joined RSC Anderlecht for 1.65 million. Johannes Egerstein has joined Besiktas for 3.4 million. And we have sold our star boy Dapo Afolayan to Getafe for 4.1 million. And after them 3 outgoings, we did make 1 incoming off camera, and I have gone with a very, very safe option with this player. We have signed Arne Engels from Augsburg for 15 million euros. He's 21 years old, 77 rated, great stats, showing great potential. This guy always grows to a really nice overall, and is always a very solid pickup in FC24. And that leaves us with 28 million euros to bring in a right winger. And moving swiftly on, we have found a potential right winger in Ilias of Villarreal. He's 78 rated, 21 years old, really nice stats, 4-star, which is always really nice. And this guy is much more affordable as his contract is expiring in 11 months time, and we can definitely bring Ilias to St.Pauli, so let's make it happen. We have brought Ilias to St.Pauli for 18 million euros. And after the signings of Ilias and Engels, we're left with 8 million euros, so it's highly likely our window is done, meaning this will be the St.Pauli team to take us into season 3, and it is looking slightly stronger on paper. We've added 2 high potential young 21-year-olds in Engels and Ilias, who will definitely reach 80 rated this season, along with Klesmer and Larsson. I'm also hopeful that Due and Outara, our fullbacks, will reach 80 as well this season, which I don't think is unrealistic if we have a good season. But all in all, we are putting the building blocks in place to build a really, really strong team, and maybe next summer, if we do manage to get into Europe, we can bring some experience in as opposed to signing younger players. So we've arrived at the end of the transfer window. There's been no further incomings or outgoings. We are now simulating forward straight through to the end of season 3, and hopefully we've got a little bit closer to playing European football. So we have arrived at the end of season 3, and we have actually secured Europa League football, as we have finished 5th in the Bundesliga on 65 points. We only missed out on Champions League football by 2 points. We have made absolutely outstanding progress in just 3 seasons, and in season 4, St.Pauli are taking on the Europa League. Our performance in the DFB Pokal was nowhere near as good as last season, as we were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Borussia Mönchengladbach. So regression in the cup, but progression in the league, which is all we care about. So this is the St.Pauli team that has got us into the Europa League, and we are starting to grow a really nice squad here at St.Pauli. We have got multiple players over 80 rated now in Broja, Ilias, Engels, Larsson, Outara, Klesmer and Due. So the squad is definitely taking shape, and our investment into young players has definitely started to pay off. However, there are still some weak points in this team that we do need to address, and that is Hartel in midfield, Smith at centre back, and Sad, who is currently out for 6 months. These 3 players desperately need replacing in the next transfer window, but we have got a little bit of a catch-22 on our hands, as Armando Broja's loan expires and we can make him a permanent signing for 23.9 million euros, which is an absolute no-brainer, and we are definitely going to be doing it. But that does mean we are going to lose a big chunk of our budget bringing Broja here on a permanent basis. But if worst comes to worst and we have to keep one of that trio for another season, I'm not too fussed. They've got us into the Europa League. I'm sure we can manage with at least one of them for one more season. So in terms of stats, once again, Armando Broja absolutely smashed it, getting 27 goals and 5 assists. We are absolutely bringing this guy to the club on a permanent. Ilias had a great first season here in St.Pauli, getting 18 goals and 9 assists and going to 81 rated. So that is a very, very successful 3rd season at St.Pauli boxed off. Let's get into season 4 and get prepared for the Europa League. So we've arrived in season 4 and we have got 77 million euros in the bank. And first things first, we are making Armando Broja's loan a permanent one, and we are bringing him to the club for 23.9 million euros, and he is going to command massive wages. So this is going to be a big chunk of our budget smashed. And Armando Broja is a permanent St.Pauli player, but he is taking home 100 grand a week. The absolute read it, get. And that leaves us with 49 million euros, and we want to be improving 3 other positions, so it's almost certain that we have to sell in this window. So kicking off our transfer business, we are going to be bringing a player to the club, and we have identified the central midfield player we want to bring in to replace Hartel, and it is Angelo Stiller of Stuttgart. He's 82 rated, 25-year-old, a bit more defence minded, and we are going to get him pretty cheap, boys, as his contract is expiring in 11 months time, coming in at a maximum of 33.5 million euros. But I do think we can get the price of this deal down, and we are going to try and include Hartel as part of the deal. And Stuttgart would not take Hartel as part of the deal, so we've had to fork out 28.5 million euros for Stiller. And after the signing of Stiller, we are left with 16 million euros, so we absolutely have to sell some players. So before we progress any further with the transfer window, there have been 2 outgoings. Etienne Amenyedo has joined Belgrano for 1.7 million euros, and we have sold Marcel Hartel to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 7 million euros as well. Meaning we've got 26 million euros in the bank to bring in a new centre-back, and Sad will probably spend another season out on our left wing. And boys, we have managed to bring in a centre-back with the limited budget that we've got, and I'm quite happy with this signing. We have brought in Leopold Quayerfeld, I've got a bad feeling I'm butchering that name, to the football club from Borussia Dortmund, once again taking a centre-back from Dortmund. He's 77 rated, 22-year-old, got really good stats and really good potential, and he joins us for 15 million euros. And that leaves us with 8 million in the bank, and do you know what, boys? I think that's going to be our transfer window done. Boys, I actually thought our transfer window would be finished after them 2 signings, but we have had 3 outgoings that have massively increased our budget. Eric Smith has joined Benfica for 7.2 million euros. Adam Zigawa has joined FC Meuchelen for 1.4 million, and we have actually sold Ilyas Sad to Real Sociedad for 14.5 million. Now, this does mean we have got 34 million euros to bring in a left winger. So, boys, our hunt for a left winger has brought us to Micah Gotts of Brighton and Hove Albion. He's 21 years old, 77 rated, pretty decent stats, but has got very, very good potential in this year's game. And we can definitely afford Gotts, as he's going to come in anywhere from 25.1 and 31.4 million euros. Let's get this man to St.Pauli. And Micah Gotts is now a St.Pauli player for 25 million. And that leaves us with 9 million in the bank, meaning our transfer window is definitely finished now. And this will be the St.Pauli team that will take us into season 4 on our first in Europe. It's looking really strong on paper, I can't lie. We've added 2 extremely good young players in Querfeld and Gotts, and added a real strong centre midfielder in Stiller. I'm actually really happy with how this team is looking, and I'm looking forward to some more really good development from our players this season. All that's now left to do, boys, is check our Europa League group. So our Europa League group has been drawn, and you know what? It is not the easiest. We have got Real Sociedad, Vitória SC and Hearts in our group. Definitely not an easy group. I think us and Sociedad are definitely the favourites to go through, but there's only one way to find out if we get through this group, and that is by simulating straight through to the end of season 4, and I'm just hoping for even more progression from our very, very talented young side. We've arrived at the end of season 4, and we have secured a 3rd place finish in the Bundesliga, meaning in season 5 St.Pauli are in the Champions League. However, we once again had a very disappointing run in the DFB Pokal, getting only to the quarter-finals where we were knocked out by Dortmund. Are we ever going to win this competition in this rebuild? And in the Europa League, we went all the way to the semi-finals where Real Sociedad knocked us out 4-2 over 2 legs, and we would have played Milan in the final. I'm absolutely gutted we've not won the Europa League, boys, but at least we're going to be in the Champions League in season 5. So this is the St.Pauli team that has got us into the Champions League, and it is definitely starting to look very, very strong on paper, with Querfeld and Gotts growing by 4 overalls each. The squad is now starting to definitely take shape, and I think going into season 5, we desperately need to replace Ramaj, as it's not even reached 80 rated. We need to bring in a world-class goalkeeper. And looking at the squad, I am actually quite content with how good the squad is. However, Larsson has not grown by a single overall point this season, so we will also be in the market for a new central midfielder. In terms of stats, Armando Broja had a great season, getting 27 goals and 7 assists, and Ilyas also had a good season, getting 21 goals and 4 assists. So let's now get into season 5 and get attacking that Champions League. So we have arrived in season 5, and let the fun and games begin, as we have got 115 million in the bank. So we are wasting no time getting stuck into the transfer market, and a centre midfielder is priority in this window, and we have identified Inter Milan midfielder Cristiano Christian Medina. He's 25 years old, 84 rated, got absolutely outstanding stats. We are going to have to act fast as Sevilla have had a bid accepted for him. So let's get this man brought to St. Pauli. And we have got an excellent deal for Medina as he joins the club for 50 million euros. And before we carry on with the incomings, we have had some outgoings that has absolutely rocketed our budget up. Philip Treu has joined Freiburg for 4.85 million. We have sold Hugo Larsson to Liverpool for 33 million euros. The guy was just not growing and he has been replaced by Medina. And we have also sold Dian Ramaj to Napoli for 27 million euros, meaning our transfer budget is now at 118 million euros to bring in a goalkeeper. And we are going absolutely all out to bring in an absolutely world-class goalkeeper to St. Pauli, and that man is Marco Carnesecchi of Atalanta. He is 87 rated, insane stats, and it's going to use up a huge chunk of our budget as we are going to have to pay at a maximum 93.4 million. I am going to try and get that price down, and I cannot wait to see Carnesecchi in a St. Pauli shirt. And that is Carnesecchi signed, sealed and delivered for 70 million euros. And that does leave us with 43 million euros in the bank, meaning our window might not yet be closed. You know what, lads? Now that I'm having a proper look at this team, I'm actually going to save that 40 odd million for next season, as this team is looking very solid on paper, especially now that we've added Carnesecchi and Medina. And a lot of these players have performed really well to get us into the Champions League. I think these lads do deserve a go at representing St. Pauli in the Champions League. So this is how the team is going to look going into season 5. And if we do have a poor season, we will have a monstrous budget going into season 6. So our transfer window is finished and our Champions League group has been announced, and wow, we are in for a tough ride in the Champions League as we have got PSG, Benfica and Sparta Prague. This is going to be extremely difficult to get through this group, as Benfica and PSG will definitely be just as strong, if not stronger than us. Let's now simulate forward straight through to the end of season 5. And you know what? I'd love to see us pick up some silverware this year and try to get to at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So we've arrived at the end of season 5 and we have done it, boys. We have won the Bundesliga as St. Pauli manager, finishing on 75 points, 8 points clear of Bayern Munich. We're only conceded 28 goals all season, and it has taken us 5 seasons to win the Bundesliga with St. Pauli, and now it's time to focus on winning the Champions League. But we just cannot seem to get far in the Pokal, as we once again lost in the quarterfinals to Leipzig. And in the Champions League, it was a narrow, heartbreaking defeat to Napoli in the semi-finals, losing 4-3 on aggregate, which would have set up a tie with Barcelona. I'm absolutely devastated, lads, but we're just going to go all out for it next season. So this is the Bundesliga Champions League semi-finalist St. Pauli team, and it's looking absolutely stacked on paper. Breuer and Carnesecchi have both reached 88 rated, with Medina, Ilias and Stiller all 85 rated. This is a really strong team, boys, and it is hard to see where we do improve it going into next season, but I definitely want to bring in a new centre-back to replace Quefeld, as he's 82 rated. And if I'm honest, I might bring in a new central midfielder to replace Engels and use Engels as an impact substitute. In terms of stats, once again, you know the drill. Armando Breuer got 34 goals and 5 assists, our best player by far. So an amazing season 5, a record-breaking season 5 in the history books, and now it's time to get into season 6 and try and win the Champions League. So we have arrived in season 6 and our transfer budget is outstanding, 181 million euros. We can definitely bring some world-class players through the door, and we are kicking things off by bringing in a genuine world-class centre-back in Costello Lukeba of Atletico Madrid. 25 years old, 86 rated, but this will be a very pricey deal, as Lukeba could cost us up to 101 million, but as always, I'm very sure we can get him for much less than that. And Lukeba is officially a St. Pauli player, and we have paid 93 million for him. Now, do you know what? After a little bit of thought and consideration, I think it would actually be unfair to replace Engels after the season he had last season, especially given the fact that we actually won the Bundesliga. So we are going to make Lukeba our only incoming of season 6, and this will be the St. Pauli team to take us into the new season. I think we've got a really strong team with world-class midfielders, defenders, strikers and a world-class goalkeeper, and I genuinely think the sky is the limit for us this season. And we have made an excellent start to our season, as we have won the German Super Cup, beating Augsburg 2-0 in the final. final. So our transfer window is done, and boys, we have actually got the group of death in the Champions League. We've once again got Benfica, but this time we've got PSV and Real Madrid. Now, I do have full belief that our team is more than strong enough to get through this group, but this is going to be a serious challenge. So let's simulate forward straight through to the end of season 6 and see how St.Pauli got on. So we've arrived at the end of season 6 and it's champions again. Ole, ole. We have won the Bundesliga once again on 71 points, finishing 5 points clear of Borussia Dortmund, and we have gone back to back in Germany's top league. No, we did win the Super Cup, but once again we've failed to get past the quarterfinals in the DFB Pokal. I'm saying it's a glitch, boys. It's definitely not my bad management, but lads, I know what'll make up for it. A Champions League final against Bayern Munich. This should be an enthralling encounter. In the group stage, we topped our group and Real Madrid come bottom of our group, getting just 4 points. If that doesn't sum up FC24, I don't know what does. In the round of 16, we lost the second leg to Man United, but we did win the tie 6-3 over 2 legs. We will go on to then batter Newcastle United 5-0 in the quarters, and then we would also get the better of Chelsea 6-3, so we played 3 English sides in a row in getting to the final, and it will be an all-German final against Bayern Munich. Now, we will be without 2 of our star players going into the Champions League final, as Costello Lukeba will be suspended, and Karnasecki, our 89 rated goalkeeper, is actually injured for the final. We had to sign a free agent goalkeeper in Agudelo, and Karnasecki actually got injured in January. He's got a 6-month injury, so we have won the Bundesliga and got to a Champions League final with a 75 rated goalkeeper in the net. In terms of stats, our front three absolutely smashed it this season. 35 goals for Breuer, 30 goals for Ilias, and 29 for Götze. That is insane, and they have absolutely fired us to a Champions League final. Speaking of Champions League finals, it'll be played in Benfica, and all that's left to do is beat Bayern Munich. So it is time for the final, boys, taking on Bayern Munich. This is going to be a tough game. They've still got players like Musiala at the club, and we have got a 75 rated goalkeeper in the net, so I really hope we don't let them have many chances, and they're going to have the first chance of the game. But that's a great tackle by Outara. That is an outstanding ball to Doe. Good touch, chipped across. Oh, what a block. I thought Ilias were going to put that right into the bottom corner. Oh, sugar. This ain't good. Musiala can be away here. He's got the pace. Oh, he's done us as well. We cannot let these have a shot here. Oh no, it's 1-0 to Bayern, and it's Jamal Musiala with the goal. And I said we can't let him have a shot. We've got a 75 rated goalkeeper in the net, and Musiala has made us pay. What a good finish this is. I feel like the keeper should be doing better, to be honest. Breuer, Ilias. Oh, it's brilliant by Ilias. Come on. Come on, Ilias. Ref. Oh my god, he's not give anything for that. Oh no, they've got everyone forward here now. Oh, there's going to be 2. Great. Oh, Agudelo's actually made a save. Oh my god. Agudelo's actually managed to make a save. And that's going to be half time, boys. We are 1-0 down in this final. A goalkeeping error, you could say. But we have got it all to do in the second half. Back to Medina. It's nice from Medina. What a chance. Yes, get in there. Christian Medina straight after half time. And it's 1-1 in the Champions League final. What a bit of play that worked by Christian Medina. Great ball here to Medina. He just ball rolls it past the midfielder. Great pace to get into the box. And it's planted past Acuna. 1-1 in this Champions League final. And it is very, very much game on. Engels. Breuer. Oh, the pass on to Götze. Medina again. Oh, he's missed! Medina, no! Oh my god, what a chance for Medina. And this time he has put the ball into Rosad. Breuer. He's onside. Armando Breuer, 90 rated strike. Get in there! It's 2-1 to St.Pauli. And it's our star striker, Armando Breuer, with the goal. And we just now need to hold on for 10 more minutes. It's a great through ball by Medina. Breuer's still got work to do. And he plants it past the goalkeeper into the side netting. Come on, St.Pauli. 10 minutes. Just need to make sure Musiala does not get that football. Oh, Engels. Calm down a bit, lad. Game's not done yet. Shit. Yes! What a tackle. What a tackle by Quaresma. Musiala was in. That is as good as a goal, boys. Watch him score from this free kick now as well. And it's only a yellow card for Doe. Get in there. What a tackle. Let's just not concede from the free kick, though. Keepers. Got to be keepers. And Agudelo, the free agent goalkeeper. Oh, give the ball away. Oh, no. We're literally... It's going to have to be a red card. It's going to have to be a red card for Dowie. He's off. He's been sent off. 2 tactical fouls in 2 minutes. I don't care, though. He was away on the wing. Matson was in. We had to bring him down. We are going to play this last free kick. We have to defend with 10 men. That's actually a really good ball. Agudelo's there. Get in. And that has won us the Champions League. We have beat Bayern Munich 2-1 in the final, and St.Pauli are the champions of Europe. And it'll be our club captain, Quaresma, who we brought in Season 2, who will lift the trophy for St.Pauli. I cannot believe that final. And St.Pauli are the champions of Europe, and that is another rebuild boxed off. So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching today's video. If you do enjoy the content, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help me out. And I will see you next week for another rebuild.